You don't really know much about Halloween.
Hello and welcome to another unboxing video. I am your host, Joel. I am one half of the Newlydeads. And if you're wondering who the Newlydeads are, you can go to thenewlydeads.com to find out. We are a married couple who does, well, to start off, we have a movie review show on 4 different networks, which is called Dollar Store Drive-In, where we find videos that we locate at the Goodwill, Dollar Tree, anywhere where they're under $5, something we've never seen before, and typically in the horror, thriller, sci-fi genre. Sometimes people send them to us. Sometimes we get them directly from distribution labels. I can't talk today. But we will review them and then entertain you with a half-an-hour chat show about the film. So you can find that on all of these networks. I'll put the information up here for you to check out. Also, if you found us on this YouTube channel, you can check out our other videos where we do coffee reviews, unboxing videos. Obviously, we do our Sinister Snacks, which is kind of our flagship show that started this all off, as well as other content that pops up periodically in the feed. So be sure to check that out, like and subscribe the video, subscribe to the channel. We would love to have you come back again and check us out in the future as well. On our website, we also write some blogs. I do Cinematorium, which is a movie review blog where sometimes we review the movies that we've watched on Dollar Store Drive-In more in depth. I also review movies that I post always on our Facebook feed what we're watching. So you can check them out there. I also have a Letterboxd account, which you can check out the reviews early there. Those are short, succinct little nuggets of reviews. They're not big in-depth dissections of the film. On our site, Mrs. Newlydead also writes Unearthing Small Business, which is a small business review and kind of grassroots advertising sort of thing. We like to get the word out there about our friends and their businesses. And Coffinated, our coffee review blog, is written there kind of in tandem with each other. We'll try the coffees and then we'll dissect them and she'll put them together into a blog format. So please go check those out on the site, as well as all our other information is there. Or just go to our Facebook page and look up The Newlydeads, and we update that regularly with everything as it is happening. So whenever there's a new blog post or a new video or a new episode of our show that's coming out, I am very active on that page, so you can message us directly through Messenger on there, or, like I said, through our website. Or if you are old school and you like email, contact@thenewlydeads.com. Feel free to use that. We get emails from people, and that is always a way to get in touch with us as well. If you have questions, comments, concerns, etc., please feel free to use that as you wish. So a lot of what we do on this channel tends to kind of lean towards random stuff that I've picked up in various places online and from other little boutique labels that are just like 1 or 2 items that I kind of, lump together into one video, or Vinegar Syndrome, which I have a subscription to, at least for this year, ? But occasionally something comes out that I can't pass up, and it's not that I don't like this label. I very much enjoy this label. I have a lot of their releases, but if you know me, I like box sets. I like box sets that have I would say like an educational slant to them. When I say that, I mean like they include a bunch of different films that fall under one like subgenre or genre or location, etc. And I like the ones that are completionist ones, like the Herschel Gordon Lewis box set, for example, was phenomenal, or the Al Adamson box set from Severn was phenomenal. If it's one director, or a franchise, if it's just like, I don't know, let's say Fast and the Furious, throwing one out there, or Mission Impossible. If there's a box set that has all the movies in one thing and I don't have them all yet, perfect, let's go. But anyway, so this one is, and I'm going to be careful because I keep having all the movies slide out on me. This is the J-Horror Rising box set from Arrow. And first things first, we'll take off the little cover here that includes, all the information about all the titles that are on there, the information regarding the special features, and it's just, a nice little way to also protect it and then show you what's there. And then once you take it off, if you're like me, you hang on to it. Don't know why. I guess I don't plan on selling these anytime soon. And someday, I don't know if anybody will care about it, but I'll have it there. So on the front, you've got this nicely designed image that includes, bits of all of the different films that are included in this set, which there's quite a few we're going to dig into. So get comfy, folks. Grab a snack. On the back, it's just a nice little red cover. Nothing on the side, nothing on the bottom. And then here we've got the real magic. This is everything that's contained within. We're going to go through each film one by one. But first, here, let me set this up so you can see it. I'll have it over here too. So the J-Horror Rising is 7 of the genre's most distinctive titles. This is directly from Arrow themselves. Vengeful ghosts returning from beyond the grave, young women with supernatural abilities, investigative narratives, terror of technology, and an ominous aura of urban alienation and isolation mark the wave of horror and mystery films that emerged from Japan at the turn of the millennium, collectively labeled as J-Horror. And I really like the alliteration in there. Good job, horror. Whoever wrote that, perfect. I love it. I love alliteration. Anyway, so if you enjoyed horror and you were around in the early 2000s, late 99, 90, 98, 99, somewhere in there, you may have caught the bug of the J-horror phenomenon that happened. So it just seemed like there was a lot of them that were coming out and they were kind of getting imported here to the States. And a lot of times they were made in, Japan first, and then all of a sudden there was a remake here, sometimes even the same year, sometimes a couple years later. And then some of those spawned their own sequels. There's like this weird timeline between the Japanese ones that maybe had 2 or 3 or 4 movies, and then the American ones that had 2 or 3 or 4 movies. Sometimes they were the same movies that were being remade, and sometimes they went off on their own tangent in a different direction. It's fascinating. And to be honest, I love it. And one of the few horror tropes that kind of always get under my skin is the Japanese girl ghost with the long black hair in their face and the white gown on and no shoes that go walking around and murder people based on a grudge or whatever. It always gets me, and the sounds they make and just the way they look, it's just perfect. So anyway, let's go ahead and dig these out here. Like I said, we'll go through them one by one. So we've got a nice little hard case there. And let's see, I don't think I put these in any order. So I did not. First up, we have Shikoku, which is from 1999. This also includes Isola, the multiple personality girl. So Shikoku is from 1999, like I said. The basic plot is that when Hinako was a child and was separated from Fernia and Sayori as she moved to Tokyo. So she was separated. Now she has returned to Shikoku, and it turns out that Sayori has drowned. When Hinako starts seeing Sayori in her dreams, she seeks help from Fernia. Yeah, that's right. So this is directed by Shunichi Nagasaki, who did The Witch of the West is Dead. Sounds like a loose Wizard of Oz tie-in. This stars Yui Natsukawa, who was in The Blind Swordsman Aotochi from 2003 with Takeshi Kitano. Loved Takeshi Kitano. Trivia about this, his title is a play on words. So in Japanese, depending on which kanji is used, Shikoku, which can mean tour countries, which is the name of the island where the movie is set, or it can mean Land of the Dead. Perfect. So Isola, multiple personality girl, is from 2000, so 1 year later. The plot is when a woman who is able to read the thoughts of others comes to help survivors of the 1995 Kobe earthquake. She encourages a girl with multiple personality disorder whose dangerous 13th personality, Isola, must be stopped. Encounters. I said encourage. Sorry about that. So this is directed by Toshiyuki Mizutani, who did Lady Joker, which sounds interesting, and stars Yuri Kurosawa, who was in The Teacher. A little bit of trivia here. This is based on the novel, and I'm not even... Oh, do I really want to try that? Jusan Banmei no Persona Isola. Okay. by Yotsuki Kishi, first published in April of 1996 by Karakawa Hora Bunko. The novel received an honorable mention at the third annual Japan Horror Story Awards in 1997. I can say or try and get my way through all these names that I don't want to mess up, and then I can't say the word Japan for some reason. That seems about right. So on the back, you've got information about the films, or in this case, the film, because they have alternate covers, so you can flip the covers depending on which one you'd like to be on the outside. This itself features the same art that you have on the out. So you've got that. I don't know what I was saying there. So what's kind of interesting about these is that inside you have these like lobby cards that on the back it's got an image from the poster, and it's got a scene from the film. Sorry about that. It's hard to. So each of these has the exact same back. With that film. Then these are from Isola. Got various images from the film with the art on the back. So it's just a fun little thing to have. And if you are somebody that maybe likes to display them, whether it's in like a framed situation or you just like to, have them in the box as part of the collection, you have the choice to do with them as you wish. So the next one we have is Inugami. I did have them in order, thank goodness. And St. John's Wort. So Inugami is from 2001, as is St. John's Wort. Inugami is about Kira, the young new school teacher in town who falls for secretive Miki, an older woman who takes care of her family's urn that supposedly holds the secret of a forest wolf spirit, an Inugami. And people soon start disappearing, and the town blames Akira. So this is directed by Masato Harada, who did Hell Dogs. Sounds interesting. And stars Yuki Amami, who was in I Don't Have Any Money Left in My Retirement Account, which is just a phenomenal title. No trivia on this. Now, St. John's Wort is about a game designer whose girlfriend and Nami drive out to a decrepit mansion which she just inherited to film backgrounds for a new video game called St. John's Wort. So they're going out there to film some cut scenes, I assume, for the video game. So this is directed by Ten Shimuyama, who did Shinobi Heart Under Blade, which I'm thinking that's maybe somehow loosely tied into or a spinoff, or it's a spinoff of the film series. I don't know, of the video game, perhaps. I don't know. I remember Shinobi from the video games back in the day. This stars Megumi Okina, who was in Ju-on the Grudge, the original one, and Shudder. Again, two kind of classic Japanese J-horror. Again, no specific trivia on this one either. Inside, you've got, again, like I said, the same basic artwork there. Then you've got the covers to the films. And you've got the fun little lobby cards, which again, on the back is those covers from the films. And you've got, it's really cold and dry out today. So my hands are really dry. That's why I keep trying to keep them moisturized so I can get through these, because they do not want to cooperate. Don't know how much you all want to see these individual cards, but you're getting them anyway. You can always feel free to fast forward to that side part things. Wow, I really need another cup of coffee or to take a break and come back later. We're going to keep on trucking though, kids. All right, then next up, let me move that because we are done with that one. We have Carved, the Slit-Mouthed Woman, and Persona. Now, Carved, the Slit-Mouthed Woman is from 2007. What's funny about this, and this was totally unplanned, I've seen this film. I watched it when it came out, and I posted on Facebook that I was watching it back in or around 2007, and it popped up in my memories today on my phone. Totally random, unplanned thing that happened. So I've seen that film. The basic plot is that a suburban town in Japan is a victim of what is supposedly an urban legend about a woman spirit with a horribly disfigured face who is intent on kidnapping children for unknown reasons. And she's got kind of these really big slits on either side of her face. It's an urban legend that, look it up. There's some deep lore there. Kind of like if the Joker got a little bit more aggressive and never healed. It's kind of a terrifying look, but this was directed by Koji Shiras, uh, Shirashi, who did Noroi the Curse. Great movie, on the shelf. Actually, it's on the shelf. um, and did Paranormal Phenomenon 1 through 3. The stars Eriko Sato, who was in Cutie Honey, the live action version. And I also wanted to mention Miki Mizuno, who was in Female Ninja Magic Chronicles, just because I thought that was a phenomenal name for something. So I wanted to make sure I mentioned them in my list of cast. So the trivia, this film is based on a Japanese legend in which a samurai's wife was caught cheating on him, and he slit her mouth open. So the same woman roams foggy streets with a surgical mask on and asks people she encounters, "Am I beautiful?" If they say yes, she removes her mask and says, "Even like this," and then slits their mouth. If they say no, she cuts them in half. And if they say average, she will allow them to escape. That's some crazy lore right there. So I like it though. So Persona is from 2000. The plot of this one is when a student by the name of Danda adopts a porcelain mask as a direct result of school bullying, he spurs on a large majority of fellow students to do the same thing. So I think what they mean is that he's wearing a mask on his face. So this is directed by Takashi Komatsu, who did Happy Dining Table. The stars Tetsuya Fujiwara, who was in Battle Royales 1 and 2, was in Death Note and Death Note The Last Name, and Death Note L Change the World as the character Light Yagami. If you were familiar with the Death Note series, the anime is phenomenal. I have not read the manga itself. I've seen the American version of the film, the manga, but I've not seen the Japanese ones, and I really would like to, because it's a really great story. Like it's just fascinating to watch. So I had to mention all those things for them because Light Yagami is one of the main characters and somebody that if you know the series, you're familiar with. Unfortunately, no trivia. So inside you've got the cover, which again is this cover here, in case I didn't make that clear before. Then you've got the poster art there on either side, which is on the back of the cards. And then you have the cards. Ew. They're mine. I can do that. Not damaging anything. So you've got the individual cards that have shots from the films. You've got, I think, 1, 2, 3 of each. Yep, 3 of each. And then what you do with them is up to you out there in the audience. All right, let's put this one back. And we have one more to go. And as I mentioned, because I forgot that it was in here, is Noroi, I'm not sure how to say it, The Curse, from 2005. I've seen this one actually a couple times. I watched it on my own back in the day. And then after I met my wife, I introduced her to it as well. So this is about a prominent paranormal journalist, Kobayashi, who goes missing shortly after completing a documentary. And what emerges as an investigation into strange noises soon evolves into the chilling mystery of a demonic entity known as Kagutaba, which this movie's crazy. I mean in a good way. Like it's you should check it out. It's kind of a found footage, notorious found footage film. So this it's directed by Koji Shirayashi, who did Carve the Slipmouth Woman that we just talked about. Well, actually over here. And Hellgirl, not to be confused with Hellboy. And this stars Jin Miraki, who was in Nightmare Detective, which is pretty well known in its own right. I couldn't believe I couldn't find any trivia when I was searching. I'm sure there's some out there. But again, on the back, you've got the information about the film. This is the cover that you see right there. Then on the inside, you've got that notorious, if you're familiar with this at all, I'm going to move this up so you can see it. This image right here has terrified a lot of people because they're like, what is this movie about? And then they watch it and they're like, can you sleep with me tonight? They're scared. So anyway, we've got some images from the film. Again, this is a found footage, kind of early on in the genre, since, most people attribute Blair Witch in 1999 as being the progenitor. Technically, it was not. But if you go with that, 2005 is just a short time after that. So the other thing you get in this beautiful box set, you get a poster, which I won't open it, but the poster is the same as this. You can see right there. Smells delightful. And then you also get this lovely book, which, there you've got a slit mouth woman with her surgical mask. And this is a big book, so I'm not going to go through the whole thing with you page by page. I'm sorry. If you want me to, do that for you, I can maybe do another video or send you something. I'm looking to see if there's anything in here that I just feel like you have to see. Well, yeah, here we go. Carved the slit mouth woman right there. It's got a lot of information about all the films, about the subgenre that exists as J-horror, at least for the Americans. It's kind of a subgenre of horror, but it really kind of was something that expanded my knowledge and love of foreign horror cinema, which kind of the linchpin, the thing that started it for me, probably would have been 2003's High Tension, the Alexandre Aja film, which Cécile de France is in it, and it just caught my attention, and I had to start learning more. So I dove really hard into the French end of the horror pool, and then from there just kept branching out further and further and further. And I, had spent a lot of deep dives into foreign cinema, but it was more dramas, comedies, things like that. I'd never really gotten too much into the horror aspect of things, but the French kind of was a good jumping off point. And then the Japanese, the Korean, it just went from there. So this is a very welcome addition to my collection. I highly recommend that. I've heard a lot of good things about it. I haven't watched any of the transfers or anything yet, but Arrow always does a phenomenal job. So I have no doubt that it's going to be a beautiful set. And I am excited to get through the rest of the films that I haven't already seen. And I've seen 2 out of the whole set. So that's pretty good. All right. That is it for me. I don't think I have anything else to say. So I'll just leave it with tomorrow is not guaranteed. So don't forget to unbox your heart. And we'll see you next time.
Should be done, you see, between the real and the unreal. The dead might be looking in. Halloween, the festival of Samhain. Happy Halloween.